Hello, everyone. My name is Notepad and Toothoot, but you already know that, right? Eh, You want to use right now? Oh, goodness. Audio! Audio! Hello, everyone. Hello, my name is Notepad and Toothoot, and I write games for fun. Fertile, you say? Yeah, Sacred Fertile Ground. Variations of the name have occurred. It has been Sacred Fertile Ground, Shining Shrine Maiden. There's been a few different ones. Currently, these are the two dog shit covers because I'm not very good at making covers for things. But yes, Danmaku. We're making a Toothoot game. Kind of the original Danmaku Rhapsody of Spirit Accelerate was kind of in a weird game. It was a weird situation because I had read a game previously and it was bad. Danmaku Yugi Flowers. If you're curious about it. Danmaku Yugi Flowers is not a good game. It has a lot of issues with it, mostly because it just doesn't tell you things. And it's also a poorly translated Japanese TRPG. But with a lot of weird things, I said, okay. But someone said to me, Notepad Anon, you cannot make a bullet hell game. And I said, fuck you. And then I made one. Because, fun fact, if you ever want to get me to do something, say I can't do it. However, now that I've told you, it won't work on me. It's truly a beautiful thing. It has to be. You have to genuinely tell me you can't. I can, and then I will find a way. I'll find a way. But yes, so this is kind of like eons ago. I didn't open like a I rewrote the preface. For these 4 years, internalize what it really mean to Toothoot, learning more. Yeah, that's it. So Danmaku Sacred Fertile Ground is not a game about Toho. Oh no, it's Notepad Anon's game about Toho. Yeah, it's yeah. Generally speaking, I've been doing a lot of tweaks and fixing to it behind the scenes. Than that other TRPG based on Toho. Goober Evening. Did you get your team? I did not sign up for a team. Simber, I am a floater. If something horrible happens with somebody else, I will jump in. But I didn't want to be drafted into a team for two good reasons. The first reason was I did not want to. I effectively work at this point. My work schedule is Wednesday to Sunday. That's my work week, and it is a hellish work week. And I don't want to ruin other people's fun and enjoyment because I'm just fucking tired. Because I get home at 11. I effectively get home at about 11 o'clock, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I literally get on a train at 10:30 and I get home by about 11 o'clock. It is a fucking mess. So I don't want to be like, oh wow, Notepad add-on's not doing anything. He's like, yeah, because I'm fucking working. But yeah, no, it's it's the thing is, again, working at this job, it's a teaching job, but it's very funny because you encounter there's exactly three kinds of people. You have the true believers who have been there for like 5+ years. You've got doomers like my buddy Craig. Craig is funny. Craig is a small English man. Every time I talk to Craig and I said, hello, Craig, how are you? He's usually like, I fucking hate my job. I'm like, all right, Craig. He's a nice guy, but he's been doing this a long time for other companies, and he's like, yeah, this company sucks. Yes, hello. Hello, neighbor. I'm sorry. But and then you have the newbies like me. It is funny because literally anyone. Luckily, I don't teach kids all that much. I don't teach kids all that often. It is usually it is literally me sitting at a table talking with like one or two other people. This Thursday is going to be my cock and ball torture segment because I have 4 kids classes in a row. Really only kinder, like the really little kids, is where you have to like move around a lot. But like the other ones, you can move around. Like the really little kids do it. The older kids don't need it as much. I just want to strangle half of them because a 5-year-old will if you're working with a really little kid who's like 7 or 8, sometimes he will just decide to scream. There's no reason for it. There's no anything. He will just start yelling. There's nothing you can do about it because we can't punish them. We can't do anything. I wish we could say, all right, if you're not going to do that, leave. Like, you know, go away. Yeah, most English Americans I worked with seems like dudes in their mid-20s. Craig is an older guy. He's, I think, at least 40. Most of the guys, the true believers are in their 30s. The doomers are in their 20s, and I am firmly now in the doomer category. I'm edging toward that. See, we have this stupid rating system, and effectively my supervisor, someone I am supposed to trust, but I do not trust to do fucking anything at this point because he's burned me a few times at this point. But what we're supposed to do... I would scream too if I was 5 years old and knew the world. Sorry, I've awakened your third eye. Sorry, little Timmy. Time to see what the world's really about. But like some of the levels, because you get like level 5. Level 5 is like not understanding English at all. And we have older people, we have younger people, but level 5 is you do not understand English. And the training there is like, I'm from Japan. I'm from Japan. And you just reiterate that like 7 times. You just keep doing it. It is that endless thing. Level 6 is when you start introducing more like abstract concepts. Like, oh, it broke when I was putting on my jacket. Like hypotheticals even. Level 7 is when you start getting into the weird shit. Level 8 is like really specific things, like giving ratings to things. Oh, I'd rate the restaurant a 4 out of 5 and things like that. And then you have to explain that. The joke though is that they have to take a test. And if they take a test and if they get one thing correct, so let's say for like tensing, you know, they were doing something, he is doing something, they will do something. If they get that wrong 4 times, but get it right on the 5th time, they will get a point there. And if they get a point, they are able to level up. You may have someone who is not able to actually communicate at the level that we are obligated to teach them at. And they have to just deal with it. And it's like, okay, well, you have to model it. You have to make it easier for them. I'm like, motherfucker, you do not have a make it easier for them note on my thing that I had 3 minutes to prepare for. You do not have that on the note. I should add. Like, it's like, all right, like, time to model shit like hypotheticals down to like a kindergarten tier sometimes. And it's everything that goes wrong at my job is usually the direct result of the company. Things aren't in the right places. Sometimes they just don't give you enough time to prepare things. Because sometimes you'll have to do a kids class and you have to get all the kids stuff ready. But you may not be able to get the kids stuff ready if you are doing multiple kids classes back to back. Because all of the things are in separate books, and you have to go to separate books, grab the separate things, get the separate flashcards out. It is awful. And again, this could be solved. It's the thing, yeah, no, the management does live in a different world, and everyone agrees with that. And it's very funny. Every single person agrees that they live in a different world. And the worst part is, every manager also will tell you different things. Yeah, stuff for it. Oh, we have like a fucking CD player we have to use for the kids' classes. But they're very different. CDs break, things are break, and it's like, okay, what do we do? Do we have a backup? No. Read from the transcript. And I'm like, what do you fucking mean we don't have a backup? What do you mean? What do you mean? And I look at it. The worst part, though, is I see the fucking Japanese staff pull up a web address with the audio in it. With the audio in it. Use CD player, no CDs. Use the CD player anyway, but pretend. Quite literally, that is what they told me at one point. Like, it just fucking broke at one point. They didn't teach me how to use the CD player. I improvised. I literally went in there during a break when no one was in there, and I, like, investigated. I had to. My one supervisor, he's very animated, and he's very active, and he's a nice guy, but he's fucking stupid. Like, for the longest time, I did not understand the concept of, yeah, no, the management solutions are always wrong. Kinder is really bad. Like, it's to the point where there's a couple schools that I want to go to, like, the dollar store. It's like 100 yen. Like, 100 yen's less than $1. And buy, like, the little containers, the little, organizers, just so shit's organized properly. Because if someone forgets, it's fucked, and you have to do it. Hey, it's one of those things. If they told me, if they just gave us more information, I would be happier, but they don't. That's the worst part, I think, is that they just don't tell you things. And sometimes they do tell you things, but it's just wrong. My favorite, and my favorite will always be, Notepad, you don't know how to sing the roly-poly song. You need to watch the videos on how to do the kids' classes again. These are like 45-minute videos. Now, what do you think? Now, I'm gonna pose this to all of you. We're about 18 minutes in, but I'm gonna pose this to all of you. I can't go to the gym, Simber. Fun fact, I can't go. I broke my collarbone, remember? I am surviving. I am surviving by popping too many painkillers and drinking through the rest. I have lost weight, but it is. Yeah, I need to go to one of them. Like, the gyms around here are very bought and pay. They're very franchisey gyms. I'm not in like a really big city, relatively speaking. They're very franchisey. And I want to, like, talk to somebody. I would like to talk to somebody, being like, here is my issue. Here's what what do you recommend? I want to go, like, Planet Fit. Yeah. Do you know Gold's Gym? We have a Gold's Gym. We've got a couple of these little franchise gyms. I work next to a boxing gym. That's a really big thing. Like, that's a really big thing, as well as boxing gyms around here. Yeah, to state your health conditions that you want. Yeah, it's The big issue there, Simber, is I really don't know my health condition because my company was a bitch when it came to the health insurance, fun fact. So I don't know how fucked my shoulder is. Again, I've been doing decent. Posture is fucked beyond repair, but it's overall, like, the pain's been decent. It's every now and again if I just move wrong though, and I can feel it when something's wrong. When I feel it, I feel it. Yeah, it's one of those things where I want to go to the doctor and I want to, like, ask him almost, hey, I want to do physical therapy. I'm thinking about going to a gym, but it has to be a 24. The thing is, it has to be a 24-hour gym. One, because I get off at like fucking 11. I might literally come in at like 11 or like even like 1 a.m. Yeah, and just like asking a doctor, but that's been a mess. Because to go to the hospital, I need a recommendation from the clinic. But to get a recommendation from the clinic, I need my health insurance card. My boss lied to me about my health insurance card, saying I already had my health insurance card and I just needed to give them effectively my Japanese SSN. I did. They got confused and they did not know what the fuck I was talking about. And yeah, no, it's every single thing that's gone wrong is because of the company in some way. It's very funny. But yeah, again, it feels like I complain a lot, but it's like, it's good. Everything here is good. People are nice. It's like, pay no pay. Yeah, give me my like 10 cents. Everyone here is nice people. I think that's the most important thing. They're nice people, good food, good everything. Relatively speaking, everything's a lot cheaper. Like, it's weird to say when it's like, oh man, this thing's 200 yen, and then you convert it over and it's like, it's $1.20, and like, that's fucking nothing. And I have to explain to some of my coworkers that I'm like, yeah, this is fucking nothing. Like, buying a full meal for like $8 is ridiculous. Like, I find that insane. Like, I get this big meal for like 1,000 yen, and they're like, oh, well, that's a little expensive. I'm like, I don't think you quite understand. 1,000 yen's like 8 USD. I could get a coffee for that in the US. I've got a full fucking meal as well as a full bottle of beer. I'm fine. Like, this is good. I'm okay, man. Like, that's the funny thing. It's like, I'm doing fine. But man, little things, it adds up, and I think that's the issue. It's like, it's always those little things that add up. But we're not here to talk about my life falling apart. We're here to talk about Toothoot games. But yeah, so the basic idea of the Toothoot redo was adding a lot of things, and it's adding a lot of things and fixing the things that are present. So I've got my notebooks here. What we need to do is, okay, we already said we're going to redo that. We know we have to redo all of this. Spell cards are probably going to be relatively similar. Where are they? Danmaku battle. Phases and actions. So effectively, we're going to be breaking this down into spring, summer, autumn, winter, and the timeless season. Timeless effectively is timeless 1, timeless 2, timeless 2, timeless 3, etc. Effectively, these are timings. What do I mean by that? So, as of right now, These are, right now, the current thing is the phase system. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, and then phase 6. So technically, phase 6 isn't real, but the entire concept is that phase 1 is fast and dirty. You're firing bullets. You are making attacks. You're doing a minor. Then, in phase 2, it's bigger attack slash spell cards. And then you have the dash phase, which allows you to say, hey, I want to reduce damage, I want to do movement, I want to play item cards, things like that. But you also resolve melee damage. You resolve melee, resolve spell cards and bullets, and then you resolve damage. What does this mean? It means they actually fire off at this point. So you say, I'm going to attack you here, I'm going to fire off my cards here, I attack you, then I use all my spell cards. Then I use my spell cards and abilities, but your damage gets resolved at 5. So you could take 30 damage, but you do not actually take that damage until here. And there are abilities and things to say, okay, I'm going to push back my damage 1 or 2 phases. What does that mean? That literally means that you say, I'm not dying yet. So someone might lose, but you might get your ass kicked by having a shit ton of damage, but you've delayed it long enough so that they lose first. Like, I'm not going to die yet. Oh, bruh, I can barely stretch. Like, the thing I've noticed with Japan, this is the thing with Japan. You get a shit ton of food. You get a lot of fucking food. But you are doing shit 24/7. You are moving around. You are walking. You are stressing the fuck out. It reminds me of college a little bit because, as some people might know, when I left high school, I was 485 pounds. When I left high school, I was fat. I was a big motherfucker. I knew I was a big motherfucker. People were concerned I was a big motherfucker. By the end of my pretty much by the first half of my sophomore year, pretty much the winter of my end of my first year of college, I was down to 230. Wow, Notepad, that seems really good. Yeah, I lost like 200 pounds over the course of a year. Not because of I was working out, it was because I was hauling ass across campus and I was eating like 1 meal a day. That is, I think, a big thing here. It is, you are burning out very quickly. You eat a shit ton because that's like your 1 meal of the day. You eat it once. You don't have 2 meals. You don't have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have a calorie mate lunch, and maybe that's it. Like, it's a different way of approaching it, but like, I get it. That and the food's usually pretty high quality. Like, that's I think another very major thing. It's good food. It's hearty food, but it's there. Like, don't get me wrong. like it's good food and filled with stuff, and it's not that expensive, relatively speaking. But like, I get it. But it's one of those things anytime you hear like, oh, Japanese salaryman just want to kill themselves. Like, I get that. I get it, man. I understand why, when you hear the meme of Japanese guys kill themselves, Japanese salarymen kill themselves all the time, I fucking get it. Because it is a 24/7 job, being a Japanese salaryman. Like, you don't get breaks. It is wake up, eat your calorie mate, and hope for the fucking best. They get a lot of, it's, here's the funny thing. I see people like drink beer and things like that. I'm a fucking alcoholic, trust me. It's like I see people like drinking beer and drinking things like that. Usually it's with a meal. And it's not like they get like one thing. The when it's let's party, they party. But it's usually highball. Like if you want to get drunk, like it is time to get fucked up. You drink highballs. I hate highballs. I think highballs taste like ass. But yeah, I think the big thing is you go through your life day in, day out, and as long as you can accept the mundanity of things, of the it takes me 15 minutes to get here, and then I sit on a train, and then I go to my work, and then I work in my job, and then I have my one meal, and then I go. That routine, if you can adapt to that routine, you're fine. But I think it's the guys who have that one bad day. When you hear about the guys jumping in front of trains, when you hear about the guys doing that, it's the guy with one bad day. Then they realize, fuck, ain't it worth it. This shit ain't worth it. I think that's the big issue. And it's little things. And I can see it. I mean, fuck. You do everything day in, day out, and then one day the trash doesn't get picked up in time. Fucking awful. Like, do people have a social life? Yeah, they have a social life. It's regimented. For like salarymen, you don't go out and like hang out with your friends, if that makes sense. You go out with your coworkers after work. Or if you go to like LAN parties and things like that, you go to a LAN party because you are part of a group that you have scheduled it. The most important word that you have to put in front of every single thing you see in Japan is professional. Oh, we're just going to go out and have some fun. No, you're going to do it professionally. Oh, I'm going to go out and get a date. How do you professionally date? You meet them at the right places. You do them in the right way. And it's like, yeah, you can meet someone at a concert or something. People date naturally, but it's... I shouldn't be talking about this, but I can't because I've been drinking. One woman I had to do when I had to teach a lesson to, she did not live with her husband for the past 4 years. Her and her husband lived in different places. Because she worked in one place and he worked in another, and it was easier for both of them to not live together. 4 years. Because we can't get a bigger place. It's not, that's not worth it. We get a bigger place, that means I have to commute farther, and that's a mess, and we can't do that. We gotta do this, we gotta do that. It's, like the drinking and stuff, it's, people drink to excess in rare occasions. Or it's, the boss can drink that much, you cannot, you will drink to match the boss. Because you might lose a career opportunity if you do not drink with the boss. That's a big thing too. We're going out to drink beer and eat gyoza professionally because we all have to schmooze up to the boss because the boss is going to be the one to, rubber stamp giving us funding. So we pour if the boss can drink a lot, we have to make sure that is. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of social pressure for fucking everything. Like, that's the big thing too is social pressure. You are as quiet on the train because if you make too much noise, if you are making too much noise, everyone in that train will look at you. And I don't know if you've ever had a dozen people stare at you before. But yeah, it works. Face culture is a bitch. Like, oh, You can find plenty of drinks. You can have fun. Don't be like that. If you are a professional Japanese salaryman who wants to be professional and advance in the company, it's going to be stressful. If you really just want to fuck around with your buddies, go to a barbecue joint. Everyone orders a bunch of meat. Everyone orders some drinks. You're having fun. It's great. But just put that word in front of things. Professional. Always remember that word. And when you realize that, once you put that professionality in front of everything, a lot of things start making sense. Like, yeah, I know, it's very... Once you attribute that professionality to things, a lot of things make sense. Because it comes down to how homes are structured, how businesses are structured, how, culture is structured. Do you want to be the odd man out at the office? No, you don't. You never want to be the odd man out of the office. You want to be the odd one out, but apply that concept to every social situation, even at like restaurants, even like pretty fast food places. Stand in where you are supposed to be. Go to where you are required to be. Follow the lines, and life gets easy. It's one of those things, it's the people who realize that, usually they're older guys. Sometimes the women have it a little bit easier sometimes, but like mostly with like guys and stuff, there is, once you realize it, once you see the guide rails or you accidentally brush up against it too hard, that's when you make a choice. Some guys give up. They say, I don't care, I'm going to follow the guidelines until the end. Those are your emotionally dead salarymen. They're going to do it, they don't care. They've given up. You get the guys who say, fuck it, I'm going to pursue my dreams. I'm going to do something I want to do. Sometimes they end up happy, sometimes they end up on the street. Other times they jump. And that's the worst part. Sometimes they jump. And it sucks, but... Oh yes, etiquette, again, it's etiquette. And it's like, I'm not going to say it's bad. This is the thing you have to remember. Being professional isn't bad. It's just different. And if you are thinking that Japan, like things like that, is going to be like the US where you can do things a little bit different, and it's not, it's hard to adjust to. Even things like the trash. I need to bring my trash out. I need to bring my trash out at a perfect, there. Yeah, the lack of etiquette can also be horrible since it just gets replaced with unspoken etiquette. Yeah. I think the big thing is there's a lot of proper etiquette and a lot of unspoken etiquette. And I think that's what throws people off. Especially, again, if you're American or you're European, a lot of unspoken etiquette. But, on the other hand, I think the very important thing is, if you have grown up your entire life with that knowledge, with those expectations, you're going to find it weird when someone isn't that. And it's funny because I've talked to people, who go to the US, and it is very extremes. It is two extremes. Either I found it really disorienting and I was scared, or it was the greatest thing ever. Because America's a lot different. Like, yeah, there's a lot of that, but it's, again, anytime it's like, the Japanese have babies and stuff like that, there's a deeper thing to that. And I think people don't quite get that. Like, there's a lot deeper shit going on there. Like, I live in an LDK. I effectively have a hallway and a bathroom and a bedroom. That is it. I cannot raise a family in here. One other person, and I can't live with another person in this apartment. That's a majority of apartments in Japan. But then you have the professionality of it. Well, if you're late to work because it's the closest place to go, that's not gonna work. You gotta be it right. You gotta make it right. Gotta be perfect. Gotta be right. Gotta be right. You always have to do everything correctly, and it's hard. Not gonna lie, this is not for everyone. And it's like, why don't oh, I see plenty of kids. I see plenty of people, holding hands, going on dates and stuff. But there's always that. If you work a 9 to 5, but your 9 to 5 isn't actually a 9 to 5. Your 9 to 5 is actually probably about a 7 to 7. Wake up, you commute there, and then you get then the commute back. It's about a 7 to 7. What time do you have to do anything? Like, yeah, and then like there are parks, but like there's like, oh, one of the big parks where I live, and it's like a concrete slab with like 4 fucking people in it. Like that's the thing you gotta like. It's a concrete slab with like a single slide in it, and like that's your park. And like little kids, they're gonna run, they're gonna do things, but like, can you do that? No. But there's also a lot of one more year. I feel like that's a very big thing too. Next year, I'm going to ask for the promotion. Next year, I'm going to buy that motorcycle. Next year, we'll have kids. Next year, we'll buy a new apartment. Next year. But you can only say next year so many times. You say next year 10 times instead of being 20 or 30. You say 20 times, you're 40 now. But yeah, no, imagine being a Japanese teenager and realizing you're going to be a salaryman in a few years. Yeah. That's why you should work hard. Work harder. So you're not a bad salaryman. So you're a good salaryman. So you make triple the amount and you can do things that you want to. Cool, I can buy a house. I can do all these things. And that's... Fun fact, I should say, the actual arguments you see a lot against Indians, actually, like, nobody likes fucking Indians, by the way. The big arguments you talk with, like, Indians and, like, a lot of foreigners, those same talking points get put here a lot. Like, a lot of those, because they work at Kobinis, they work at the traditional places like a teenager might work or other people might work. That's where they're working, and they go to parks a lot and they hang out in parks. So do you want to bring your kids to the park anymore? Probably not, because there's a bunch of Indian guys smoking cigarettes where they shouldn't be, and the cops aren't going to do anything, because the second a cop gets called, it's a whole fucking mess. It's a reoccurring trend, and it's a lot of times people don't want to say anything, so people get really mean, so people get really isolated and really awkward and things like that. Like teenagers and stuff, they grind, and because it's like, okay, you have 2 options: be a failure or be successful. Those are your 2 options. And if you grind that 24/7 into your mind, you succeed or you fail. I fucking get it. Like, hell, half the kids I have to teach. To give you an idea of the kids I teach down in Chigasaki, during the weekday, now, to give you an idea, you have people, they get up, they go to school, they have a full school day, they go to cram school, then they come to us, then they go home. That is an all-day affair every day. that they have to, you know, do schooling to get better, to learn English, to do better. I'm going to say this once, and I'm going to say this once only. Over the past few years, I have learned to fucking hate India. And it is not India's fault necessarily, it is Indians. Because they do bring a lot of cultural baggage with them everywhere. And it's a problem, because then they make it everyone else's problem. And I think that's like one of the big things. If you ever want to genuinely see, like, oh, people are racist and people hate Muslims, people hate Indians. What they hate is the baggage. They hate the culture that comes with it. Genuinely speaking, Muslim guy, oh, he's Mohammed. Who fucking cares? He works at 9 to fucking 5. He does his job. No one gives a shit. It's when you see a guy, he wants to start praying in the middle of the fucking street, or he starts bitching and moaning and getting mad. Like, a big thing here is that they use a lot of pork products. They get mad that they're using pork and like, oh, we're going to try to sue you and shit. It's those. Like, those are the people get annoyed with. And then it's like, okay, we just have to lump you all together because that's what they claim to be. Because that's the big thing. And you get people like fucking Elon Musk and shit who are like, ah, yes. Yeah, and you're just poor as stuck in that caste system. Yeah, because they don't want to leave it. I think that's the biggest issue. Usually people leave to avoid that. Yeah, they do leave it. But then they don't want to leave it. That's the thing, because you grew up in it. 24/7. You grew up in that shit. Yeah, that's gonna stick with you your entire life. And it doesn't matter if you can try to break out of it, because all it takes is one person to remind you of it. One person to get mad at you about it. One person, one thing. And then it's over. And then you get people get mad at each other. Then, of course, you get India, Pakistan, which you can fucking do there. But yeah. Batoho, yes, Batoho. Drinking beer. This is what happens when I drink. But yes, generally speaking, changing the phase system. Changing the phase system to this same idea, but to spring, summer, autumn, winter, and then the timeless seasons. The timeless seasons are that, like, delay. Like, I have done an action to delay damage to timeless 1, timeless 2, timeless 3. That is not a real phase, but it's saying at the end of the round, we have an extra phase that I can take damage, but you've already lost. But spring is for fast actions. Like, those are your, like, I am firing, like, where the fuck is it? Like, I am firing a bunch of just bullshit bullets around to not do anything. I want to fill the board. Summer is your medium actions, like, they're your pretty neutral ones. Those are when you're starting doing spreads. Spreads are like dedicated ways that you have to put out the maximum number of bullets you can, but they are a specific thing you have to do. So it's not just anywhere within range, it is I have to make a line, but it's a line that can go all the way across the map. Or, oh, I have to go in at an angle, but I can go everywhere I want. Oh, it's a grenade and I have to make a square, but I get 8 fucking dots that I can put in a square around me that blows up and everyone fucking dies. Autumn is your slowest actions, but you can also use, i.e. usually spell cards. And winter is end of round / registering. If you end a round on a space with a bullet on it, you're going to take damage equal to whatever their bullet's damage is. What do you want to do at that point? You have to either start grazing, which is burning cards, or you have to find a way to mitigate the damage. If you do not, you take the damage. And then, cool, end of round, reset the board, everyone starts blasting each other again. That's kind of the basics. kind of the basic concept behind it, where you are filling the board here. You are completely just saturating it with Danmaku. And then at the end, at the winter round, you actually see who's getting hurt, who's not, who's this, who's that. Well, everyone's kind of scrambling around to see, oh, what's this. So, one thing I was going to add is initiative is sending. There we go. My note with the idea of ascending initiative is, let's say we have girl A, girl B, and girl C. Girl A's initiative is 10, girls B is 5, and girl C is 4. So, technically, girl C acts first, then girl B, then girl A. Then girl A. What do you mean by that? Like, what does this mean? Doesn't that mean that, these two would get an advantage? Well, they do. However, girl A, as she is the fastest, and you have used your movement, knows where you are now, where you have ended your round or what you are doing, and then can choose to just shoot you or saturate it, or, oh, cool, you've put bullets in my area, I'm going to move now. I have now deftly avoided your attack. But, let's say, for example, we're doing this, girl C does something, girl A can say, nope, I'm going to interrupt, and I'm going to take my action right now, and maybe, like, punish girl C, or something like that. Pretty much going faster, having a higher initiative, means that you have more options, versus someone who doesn't. Versus someone who is not as good. On the other hand, if someone's super fast and doing that, you probably want to play a little bit of prediction. If you have low initiative, you want to play a predicting game. Where are they going to be, and how can I make them go where I want them to go? You're probably going to want to work with your friends. Cool, you're all slower than them, but we have saturated the board entirely in areas we know she cannot go now. We are slowly limiting her options. But the big thing there is damage registers and descending. Yeah, kind of Street Fighter initiative. Again, you can always interrupt. Always, oh, I'm in. I'm going to now blow you up with my Danmaku. Generally speaking, I'm aiming for about 3 people, but 3 people can be always a little bit hectic. But, okay. Where is it? We're also going to need to add the power system. So actually, if I'm going to restart this, so we want to do... So if we do that, involving the residents of Hideki Manor. Pretty much like the way that I'm going to be doing is just like, oh, I have a Toho OC. This is my Toho OC. This is what she does, and she's really cool. How does she fit in it? She fits in it because it's Hideki Manor. What's Hideki Manor? Hideki Manor is quite literally an apartment complex outside of the human village slightly, where a bunch of yokai and a bunch of other weird people live, and they do things. You are not high level. You are not important. You pay protection money to Rimu. That is the entire joke. The entire joke is that you are paying protection money to Rimu. And that's why you are still there. She doesn't like you being there, but she also knows that most of you are just there to pay rent and have a place to live. Let's see. Let's see. Let me open up Samata real fast just to do the introduction, because I always like introduction the same way, because I'm me. There we go. One of the jokes I want to have happen, and I want to do it right, is that you and your party can effectively become the mid-bosses for a incident. That is one of the adventure paths, effectively, or a method to do it, is cool. You are literally just the mid-bosses of a Toho game, because you've been indirectly involved in an incident, and you don't really realize it until Rimu kicks your ass. You're like, guys, I swear I didn't mean to do this. Oopsie poopsie. I'm sorry. Sokyo, let's see. Let's see, take the role of the observer, OB. Let's see, the observer. Let's see, or NHCs. Controls the actions of an HC. Mm. Mm. Yep. That's the entire joke. You have, you have the players and you have the observer. Who is the observer? It is the GM. What do you mean ice cream? No nice coffee shop asses get secretly lunar hair. Remo. So basically, you're basically all Cherno. See, I wrote out the idea because originally there's a power level system, which is effectively your level, your power ranking. Now, Rimu and Marissa are at 10. Like, Rimu and Marissa, if you really go off their canon abilities, they are all level 10. They are better than you. Low-end canon characters, like Cherno, are technically in the 7 to 9 category. You are level 4. This is your default Toho OC level. Rimu doesn't care about you. You are too low on the totem pole. Rimu starts caring about here. And that's the joke, kind of. Ah, so just a normal fairy. Yeah, effectively. Like, you're an up-jumped normal fairy at this point. So we can solve the incident of the missing character. You're effectively solving minor incidents at first, and then later on, you get the bigger ones. The idea being that if you guys fail your early incidents, Rimu or Marissa cleans it up. One of the canon characters cleans it up. Which is like, and it's like, yeah, okay, you guys really fucked up. Rimu's here and she wants more. Rimu stole all our booze. What a bitch. Because ultimately, yeah, it's little things like that. If it works. Yeah, that's kind of like your initial ones, but it's also a good opportunity to bring in like smaller characters that you want. What I want to have happen, my goal anyway, is, oh, my character is power level 7. I'm like, I want to play a fucking, do we have, let me see if I can find a list of Toho characters. Because, in case you haven't realized, there's a lot of Toho characters. Like, let's see if we can find, where's a nice low level fucking, okay, like Sine. I want to place that, like, the Sane, like, here. Cool. Like, what do you mean by this? Oh, what do you mean I want to play Kuchi? Sane is roughly probably like 8, 9 maybe. If you want to have that her be fought in a battle, you can demote her down. That the idea being is she's literally closing off her power level to fight you all, or to fight alongside you. I kind of want to be able to do that with most everyone, so it's like, oh, you want to fight Rimu. Rimu's not going full power. She's as if she is a level power rank 7. Because she's pulling her punches. She's as if she is power rank 5. Because she's pulling her punches and she doesn't want to hurt you. Yeah, effectively it's, if you want to if you want to encounter bigger enemies that would naturally be higher level, quote unquote, you can just nerf them down. My mom's texting me. Yeah, it's like, oh no, we need to stop Rimu. What happened? Oh, Rimu got really drunk, and she is currently her and Marissa are tearing up Gensokyo. Please go back and steal their booze so they don't cause more problems. Please. But yeah, that's kind of the basic idea there. Spell cards more often than not. Okay, so we don't need you, actually, so. So you know, it's not each heroine. As they progress through the incident, this will Okay, my mom is really texting me. I think she's very bored right now. Again, my mom's really bored. She's awake now. Okay, let's see. I don't need this. 48 spell cards per player. As we progress through the end, we may add more cards. As they progress to the end, they'll add more cards to this. And Danmaku. Let's see. In Danmaku. So. When in. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We already established that. We're going to add a horizontal line here. We do this with this. An action with a chance of. Let me make a judgment. God, what would be a better term than judgment? Let's see. They will need to make a an action with a chance of failure is presented to the heroines. They will need to make a They do not have the required characteristic. They will fail the judgment. They will fail the judgment, but they may. But there are options. See some skills with grant. So let's see, items that grants. Actually, no, it's artifacts, not artifacts. What's a good term for like a bound item? Like I guess artifact would work, right? Effectively, what I want to happen is, cool, you are playing the game, you're going through, you're having fun, you're doing things. Oh no, I want to have something that, cool, I'm going to have the MacGuffin book. If I have the MacGuffin book, I get a +2. I have like Rimu's headband. If I have Rimu's headband, I get a +2 when I'm doing this. Precious things, like precious things. Feels like there's a fucking term here. Toho games. Toho games. Tell me all of the Toho games. Not Toho fan games, official games. Yes. Scarlet Weather, 100th Black Marketeer, Double Spoiler, Embodiment of the Scarlet Devil. Let's see. Music, games. It feels weird to say like, yeah, what's the like MacGuffin? Like that's effectively what it would be. Like what's a MacGuffin? Actually, Bohemian Archive of Japanese Red. Vijar, 1 credit clear. Memento is a good one. Memento's a great. Exhaust number of cards from the spell deck, get +1 to the check itself. Actually, okay, so suggesting they don't meet a rather explosive end themselves. Let's see. Target number. We do. Merge cells, grab you, table options, cell, do 3 middle, put you all up there. Oh, goodness gracious. I do have more beer. Awesome. Okay, so we want to do... what is Kosugi? I want to grab you. Cool. Kosugi Maru. Target numbers for judgment. How do we do check target number? Simple, easy. Lunatic. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, then we do 6, 7, 9, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, 6. Why don't we fuck it? Why don't we just do? Most checks are going to be here. Everything after that starts getting way more complicated. If something is difficult, it is a spike in difficulty. It goes hard, it goes brutal, you hit lunatic. You might have like an attribute of like 4. Alright, yeah, okay. Succeed at something that's a lunatic difficulty. Yeah, have fun. Fuck off. Why don't we do Sagimaru? Why don't we do something like that? There's probably something I could do to make that nice and shiny and pretty, but I don't know what it is. Okay, so difficult, hard, brutal. Actually, Toho game. Easy, normal, hard, lunatic, easy. Actually, why don't we do simple, easy, normal, tough, difficult, hard, brutal, lunatic. Yeah, that should work. Actually, we do complex. Oh, memento. Yeah. What's memento? I've always spelled it memento. Hmm. Weird. You learn something new every day. I teach people English. We're going to. Mm. Mm. Little diary about Gensokyo. This is my bullshit lore section because if like we need the bullshit lore section, we learn about this. And because we are here, we have to hit 2. And heading 2, what is heading 2, you may ask? Heading 2 is going to be assistance. After assistance, we learn how to provide. After assistance, it is we need. Actually, no. Scarred. Actually. Assistant. Okay, so employing teamwork to bypass difficult or outright impossible challenges. Let's see, other heroines who volunteer to help provide. Let's see, characters. Other heroines who volunteer to help provide one half of their characteristic to her total. Only the lead may. Let's see, only the lead may spend cards from her spell deck. half of their characteristic to a total. The lead may spend. Is a train running through? No, that was I don't know what that was, to be exact. That could be anything. I really don't know. I think that might have been a truck, or at least a couple trucks, maybe. Hmm. 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 Curious. Right. I have to be a little bit more quiet now, because it's 10 o'clock. But. Mm, mm, mm. 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 Actually, no. Dust. Mm. Mm. In the investigation, find themselves in, they will be either exhausting, discarding, burning car. Mm. 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 Actually, should we shift the terminology? I feel like the terminology is because what it is. There we go. So it's exhaust, discard, burn. Maybe, again, exhaust may not be the right term for it. What if we use, because the idea is I'm straining myself to do something, so I exhaust the card. If I discard it, that means it's effectively saying, okay, I have used the card, it's in my discard pile, I'm going to bring it back. What if we had a better term for discarding? I feel we need to change exhausted or we need to change discard. I don't know which one though. Because if we're exhausting a card, that means we can get it back. That's the important thing. We can get this card back. We just need to do a rest action. And resting is we are taking a tea break. That is the goal of exhausting, is I am taking a tea break now. We are having a tea party. Why are we having a tea party in the middle of the incident? Because we are all exhausted and we are let's have tea. Discard is normal. Thank you for it again. Discard is normal. Discard is, I've got my cards, I use the card, I discard it. You discard cards a lot faster than you will. But that's... What if we do... What am I thinking? What am I thinking of? I could see it in my head. Why is it not working? Because burning is a card. Again, I don't have a deck of cards. I wish. BRB, gotta go to the store and buy a deck of fucking cards. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, nope, bit rate, you good? Bit rate, buddy. Okay, I'm going to pretend that it's good. It's all good on my end. If we burn a card, that means it's gone. We have burnt an item card. We effectively toss it away. It is gone forever. We do not have it in our deck anymore. If we exhaust a card, what happens right now is we effectively put it down face down, saying that we cannot use it again. It's not reshuffled back into our deck. Things get discarded more, and then we can put it back. So how would we reword? Replace exhaust with... Card gamers, help. Card gamer, save me. This feels like there's a... this is effectively what I want to have happen. So what I'm going representing is a card being used and reshuffle the deck when the spell deck is empty. Discarding a card, it's normal. Cycle, tap, revitalize, cycle, expel. Again, it feels like there's a right term. God. I'm just gonna write it out. So discarding cards. kind of a weird word, but it's effectively the idea is when you shuffle, you can't use anything after. So I need to discard 4 cards to mitigate all this damage. I only have 3 cards, 1, 2, 3. I mitigate 3 damage, but I'm gonna take the last one. Because I only have, I can't draw after shuffle. So having a low deck is a pretty big detriment because it means that you can't endlessly shuffle. You can't shuffle your way out of problems, effectively. Milling is not a thing. Actually, no, I should say. She does not reshuffle. So effectively, it's the idea: if you have 0 cards, if you get milled down to 0, if you are completely exhausted, you just have no spell cards. You have nothing to use. You can still do things, but they're not good, and you might not have the power to actually do anything. If you have reached that point, you have bigger issues to worry about. Okay, so card terminology. What other things am I missing? What other things am I missing? What other things am I missing? I'm missing what? Assistance, card terminology. Anything else I'm missing? No, I don't. No. We already have that, so we're going to do. This is a fucking deep cut of a completely different visual novel. That's an extremely obscure reference that I don't think anyone would understand except me. I'm a fucking nerd. Mm. 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 This is granted. Mm. 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 Let's see what they're claiming titles like Queen of Hell. Mm. 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 We're trying to set it. There we go. Line, bing, 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 bong. Mm. 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 There we go. The entire joke, again, is Hideki Manor, where it's, yeah, you effectively have a nice place to just stay and call home. If you want to expand it out and do your own thing with it, you can, but it's like, yeah, what's the justification? You live in Hideki Manor. What's Hideki Manor? Literally an apartment complex for a bunch of yokai and weirdos. Because why are we here? Because you need to pay rent. And if you ever need what do we need to do today? What are we doing today? Well, we're going to try to find something to pay rent, or we're going to try to find something to get booze, or do something silly, gradually expanding it out. Because again, I want this game to be the ideal Toho OC simulator, nothing more. And what is the idealized state for every Toho OC? Drinking beer with people you like. Mm-hmm. 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 Yukari's notes. Are there men in Gensokyo? Short answer, yes. You're playing Toho, so you're kind of missing the point. Mm. 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 There we go. Arai and Ota. Our two goofballs. Our two underpaid, underappreciated goofballs who live in the same room. Alright, so let's do, so we've got power ranking, we got our base attributes. So spell cards, number, skill, number of skills, spell cards, head size, your okay, what do we go to 9? Number of skills, barrier, we're going to shift barrier here. Base number, okay, power rank. Number of skills, what if we do 2? Or and what all to 8? What if we went 1, 2? So we sent you all to 10. Why are, if we don't do, why are you still 0.2a? And that explains that. Why you were breaking, I see. Okay, what if we do 0.03, 0.02, 0.03. In theory, we have a number of skills, so we do our attributes, which are going to get changed. We have our people, which are going to be that. Skills and hindrances, we have our various skills. Does this terminology still work? Spelled at skill grant bonus, yeah. Choo choo, choo choo choo. Hey, hey. Oh, hey. So, starting power is during a Danmaku, how much power you begin with, which most people are going to. Really, you're only going to start increasing it at 5. Bullet spreads is how many bullet spreads you have access to. Level 1 and 2 don't have any. 3, 4, 5 have 1s. 7, 8, 9, 10. Number of types. Everyone starts with at least one type. You get your second type at level 6. Then your third type at 9. So if you want to play a... Rimu would technically have 3 types. She is a noble. You are a... No, she is a magic noble. No, she is a noble, insightful destroyer. Technically, she would also have the heroine tag. Oh, she's important. Effectively, I have to put in tags for everything. These make more sense if I were to read them off. But the idea of the type system. The idea of the type system is that, oh, I'm a speed type. What does that mean? I have +1 movement speed. Oh, I'm a magic type. I can use my Danmaku. Technically, I can originate it anywhere within range 2. It doesn't have to originate from me. Or noble, which is I have graze 1. What does graze 1 mean? It means if there are 5 bullets, I will only have to worry about 4 bullets. If there are 1 bullet, I can auto dodge it. Mountain gives you extra health, which we're going to have to reduce the amount of barrier health in general. We're going to... Okay. So, barrier health. Reduce to... reduce a bit. Not going to be as structured. I mean, if we do this as... 3, 10, 15, you start with 20. 20 is pretty reasonable. Then we would do 25. I guess we can do something like you kind of peter out at this point, and only when you hit 9 and 10 do you actually get more pretty consistently, because 5 damage bullet, that means 5 bullets need to hit you. Could be a lot of bullets, but the way we're going to be saturating the bullet, we're going to be saturating the field with even more bullets, therefore we shouldn't need that many. Should see the barrier, visual spell card. Why don't grab? Oh, excuse me. Okay, so we grab you, additional supplies. You need to the rescue. Put a name there, characteristic point, hand size, spell cards. 4 spell cards, 2 skills, starting power, bullet spread. You can technically say, oh, you're power rank 1. Power rank 1. Fucking no. Power rank 1. Yeah. I think we did good work today. I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna call it here because we're going to be doing more stuff in the morning, effectively. Yes, to give you an idea, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to take a shower in the morning, and then we are going to continue doing this a little bit more efficiently because it's very early in the morning for a lot of people. So I will see you in the morning night, everyone. So Godspeed, good luck, and you know the rest. I am as they say. Away.